Actually, I didn't know they were brothers. Was I the only one who thought that when first seeing their movies? Don't know. But they are a comedy family of brothers who bring a ton of laughs from all the way from the late 1800s to the 1970s. Like, all of them made cameos in a really good 1957 film, The Story of Mankind, with a bunch of more famous actors of that time, so yeah. And here we will talk about their history from Story of America cards, entertainment category. This is all on the Marx Brothers. The Marx Brothers are an American family comedy act that were successful in vaudeville on Broadway and in 14 motion pictures from around 1905 to 1949. The group contains all five brothers under the stage names Leonard Joseph Marx, known as Chico on stage, Arthur Marx, known as Harpo on stage, Julius Henry Marx, known as Groucho on stage, Milton Marx, known as Gummo on stage, and finally the last brother, Herbert Manfred Marx, also known as Zeppo on stage. And a fun fact, Zeppo's middle name is a remembrance of another brother who sadly died in infancy. The Marx Brothers claimed that they merely behaved as everyone would if they felt like they could get away with it. But not many of us could come up with lines like, "Find him! Don't leave a stone unturned! He may be under one of them!" Which I'm pretty sure he actually was meaning hiding under an actual rock and not the term and not just any big rock, but also the little ones, which is what makes the line funny to begin with. And there was Groucho's crazy logic, as when he said, "If there weren't any closets, there wouldn't be any hooks. And if there weren't any hooks, there wouldn't be any fish. And that would be fine by me." The Marx Brothers were all born in New York City, the sons of German Jewish immigrants. There was Leonard Chico, born in 1891, Arthur Harpo, born in 1893, Milton Gummo, born in 1894, Julius Groucho, born in 1895, and Herbert Zeppo, born in 1901. Their mother, Mina, came from a show business family and pushed her sons into vaudeville. Chico began as a piano player in clubs and theaters. Harpo followed him playing the harp, and Groucho began as a boy singer. Eventually, the Marx Brothers moved to Chicago, where the brothers started to develop their routines. Gummo dropped it out to enter business, and Zeppo took his place. Traveling the vaudeville circuit of the Midwest and South, they developed their zany brand of humor. In the 1920s, they hit the New York stage with the series of musicals, including Coconuts in 1925 and Animal Crackers in 1928. Both were later filmed in 1929 and 1930. By then, the brothers' roles were fixed. Groucho, with his cigar, false mustache, and absurdly such rock, was the master of one-liners, or two or three. Chico played the piano and wisecracked it in an Italian accent. Harper never said a word, but did play his harp, although sometimes I've seen him use a bicycle horn. While Zeppo, who was in the group's early pictures, only played the romantic straight man. In 1931, the Marx Brothers moved to Hollywood and continued making films, including Horse Feathers, 1932, Duck Soup, 1933, A Night at the Opera, 1935, and A Day at the Races, 1937. Irving Thalberg, their producer, added musical pronunciation numbers and romantic storylines to make their comedy routines, and they became an enormous box office attraction. Of all the brothers, only Groucho remained prominent in show's business after the act broke up. During the 1950s, his TV program, You Bet Your Life, amused millions. He also wrote a series of books about his life. Chico died in 1961, Harpo in 1964, Groucho in 1977, and Zeppo in 1979. The origins of their stage names, except for Zeppo, got them from a monologist Art Fisher while during a poker game, all based on the brothers' personalities. In Gus Mager's comic strip, Sherlocko the Monk, which was popular at that time, had a character named Groucho. Gummo's name is fairly well established, but Groucho's and Zeppo's have really no sense and are not clear. Arthur got hit the name Harpo since he plays the harp, and Leonard was called Chico because it was the slang of the period for chicken chaser. And that's the Marx Brothers. I hope you enjoyed and definitely give their films a watch. Anyways, I'll see you in my other cards. Bye.